A great mystic poet tells a story in which the whole of humanity is gathered and God presents them with a series of rewards that they can choose from. In the first, God asks, "Who here wishes to have the totality of worldly desires?" 9 out of 10 of those gathered choose these worldly pleasures, and God says to them, "It is granted unto you," and they depart. To those who remain, God asks, "Who here wishes to be spared hellfire?" Again, 9 out of 10 raise their hands, and God again says, "It is granted unto you," and they depart. Next, God asks, "Who wishes to have a taste of heaven?" 9 out of 10 raise their hand, and God says, "It is granted to you," and they depart. On it goes like this until only a handful remain. And God says to them, "I offered you redemption from hellfire. I offered you my loftiest paradise. I offered you many things, and you chose none of them. What then are you here for?" And they answered, "You yourself are whom we desire." The Gospel of Luke offers a way to be in that last group who desire to be drawn to God. Luke invites us to envision, literally to see, those we might not typically picture in this holy handful, and to learn from them how to be drawn to God in the moment. Throughout the Gospel of Luke, he emphasizes that the story of God made visible in Jesus is in the story of the borderlands, the margins, the places where the prohibited and forbidden are its inhabitants. The shepherds at his birth, the poor and hungry and weeping blessed by Jesus in the Sermon on the Plain, the woman with a hemorrhage drawn to Jesus as he walked along the road, the specific instruction to his disciples not to sit in places of honor but to take the lowest seat in the back, and on throughout the Gospel of Luke. He dines with the lowest castes, and he walks the border road between Samaria and Galilee, where he encounters 10 lepers. 1 out of 10 of these are drawn to the living God in Jesus. Jesus teaches us to find and be drawn to God in the present moment, in every person and every place. No exceptions. Imagine that all of the 10 lepers were at the bottom of a ladder. For 9 of them, healing from leprosy offered a way to move up the ladder. Not so for 1 out of 10. He would not consider going to the priests because of his status as a foreigner. And because he wasn't looking at the next rung up the ladder, because he wasn't looking for another place he should be, because he wasn't looking for another person he should be with, he was able to see what the others had missed. Forget the ladder. Jesus is healing people over here. Look at what God is doing. In this particular story, this concept of gratitude is lifted up and magnified in a way we don't typically experience it. It's this longing to be close to Jesus. It is living fully in the presence of the living God right now, right away, this place, doing this thing, drawn to God without being distracted by the desire to find a better moment, better companions, a better place, a better income. This is a story I need. Maybe only 1 out of 10 is aware enough to feel all there is to be grateful for on a regular basis. But many of us, like me, we have our moments, unpredictable as they are, maybe 10% of the time, when gratitude captures the joy of being alive, the joy of being noticed, appreciated, loved, being successful and safe. All this emotion washes over us and flows out of us, and thank you doesn't even quite cover the gratitude we feel. It's something bigger than that. If only 1 out of 10 of us are as grateful as we might be, the other 9 of us are here, spending part of our Sunday feebly expressing thanks, not because God needs us, because we need God. We need to recognize the miracle of life, our life, and the lives of everybody around us. And then, when that happens, we then become the body of Christ. We become the body of Christ, the living God that we long for, that we are drawn to. We become what we wish we could get near to. The living God right in front of us. Before I finish, I want to give credit where credit is due. Today's reflection was so heavily inspired by 3 people. A writer named Gloria Anzaldúa, a commentator named Shannon Craigo-Snell, and almost word for word at the end there, the beautiful writing, the blessed writing of Mark David Janis, a Paulist priest that I knew when I was at the Paulist Center.